Good, happy Friday morning, March 26th, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Friday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. It's time to rise and shine and get this Friday off to a good start. So sit back, relax, grab that good cup of coffee, and enjoy this Friday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King, where we have a little bit of everything for you in this program. It's Friday, March 26th, 2021. First up, we're going to begin with a look at your COVID-19 dashboard from Johns Hopkins University in Medicine. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that dashboard for all of you right now. Your global cases are 125,614 and 782. Your U.S. cases are 30,079, 973. Your global deaths are 2,757, 339. And your U.S. deaths are 546,825. And that is a look at your COVID-19 dashboard from Johns Hopkins University in Medicine. And now let's get to your other news. First up, gun awaiting period laws in spotlight after Atlanta Boulder shootings. Mass shootings often purchase guns shortly before the attack. That's what the suspects usually do, experts say. In the two mass shootings that unfolded over the past 2 weeks in the U.S., both suspects, shooters, purchased weapons shortly before their attacks. The suspect in the Atlanta Spa area shooting purchased a 9mm semi-automatic pistol hours before he used it to kill 8 people on March 16th. The suspect in the King Soopers attack in Boulder, Colorado, bought a Ruger AR-556 pistol 6 days before he killed 10 people on Tuesday, according to the arrest warrant and affidavit. Kemp signs sweeping elections bill passed by Georgia legislatures. Here's what's in it. The nearly 100-page bill overhauls multiple areas of election laws in the state of Georgia. At least 5 dead as tornado tears through Alabama. There were 14 reported tornadoes in Alabama and Mississippi by Thursday night. Biden faces tough questions and largely avoids major headlines. The key takeaways from the president's first press conference since taking office. President Joe Biden faced some of the most tough questioning in his presidency Thursday when he answered just over an hour's worth of query from the news media during his first formal press conference since taking office. The news conference allowed reporters to break out of the hasty exchange they typically have with the president to ask follow-up questions and push Biden as he gave lengthy answers on topics ranging from the influx at the southern border to North Korea and the filibusters. Avoiding major headlines, probably by design. The lack of major headlines, other than him announcing at the start that he was doubling his goal for how many COVID-19 vaccine doses would be administered in the first 100 days in office, was, in a way, a major departure from his predecessor, former President Donald Trump. Instead, Biden's policy-heavy responses, during which he sometimes consulted his notes, brought back a level of normalcy to Washington that is a president press conference. Biden has initially taken a dramatic different approach to presidential communications than Trump, typically interacting with reporters in short exchange, gathering relevantly few interviews, and eschewing Twitter. While Trump called journalists the enemy of people, Biden largely avoided confidential exchanges or personal attacks. He said he thought Biden's advisors would be relevantly pleased that the president did not take any comments they would have to clean up after the fact, revealing pent-up pressures. It took Biden over 2 months to convene a press conference, much longer than any of his recent predecessors, delaying the tough exchange that can come in such a setting. Holding one allows a president to reveal a lot of pent-up pressures to address a slew of questions that reporters have not had the chance to ask directly. In Biden's case, he had not discussed at length his handling of the influx of migrants on the southern border, aside from limited instances like in a sit-down interview with ABC News last week. During his news conference, he told ABC News chief White House correspondent Cecilia Vega that the conditions in packed federal facilities holding unaccompanied minors were totally unacceptable in a slight, more testy exchange, and later implemented officials could be removed from their position if the situation did not get a whole hell a lot better real quickly. Biden said North Korea had violated a United Nations prohibition by testing 2 ballistic missiles Thursday, and he suggested he would be willing to shift his position on filibusters. He's opposed to doing away with the rule, which requires 60 votes instead of 50 to proceed in the Senate, if he said. There's complete lockdown and chaos as a consequence of the filibusters. The White House announced 9 days ago that his press conference would take place Thursday, providing unusual lead time and risking event out of control could come to dominate the exchange. In fact, there were 2 major mass shootings in Atlanta and Boulder, Colorado. North Korea fired off ballistic missiles, and border facility continued to become overwhelmed with unoccupied children. Biden addressed all of those deployments on Thursday. Also asked if his presidency could be a success if he was unable to surmount Republicans' opposition to gun control, immigration reform, and voting rights, and addressing climate change. He called those issues long-term problems secondary to the challenge posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 limited attendance but didn't inspire questions. Like the daily briefings, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki holds, attendance on Thursday was limited due to COVID-19 protocols, rather than a room of reporters packed together like sardines competing to be called upon. This news conference featured 30 reporters in chairs spread out over the length of a large east room in the White House. At one point, the president even stepped away from his podium, apparently so he could better hear a reporter standing at a distance. With few reporters in attendance and those with less mainstream news outlets mainly seated further away by design, there were less of a chance of Biden having to deal with unexpected or out there questions. And despite all the protocols in Biden's announcement at the start that he was doubling his vaccine dose goal, not one reporter asked a question about the coronavirus pandemic. It's a topic Biden has discussed at a length on other occasions. Unlike many of the issues journalists did take the time to ask about on Thursday. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's take a look at the weather across the United States right now. And here is a look at that weather across the United States for all of you right now. As you can see over here, it is dry over here in this part of the United States, but some snow in Canada. And then over here in Las Vegas, some rain and snow. And over here, some little bit of rain. And then over here in this part of the United States, you're seeing rain, a mix of mixing, and some snow. And then some rain around New Hampshire area as well, and some rain down by Atlanta as well. Otherwise, mainly dry along here and along here. Some dry spots. And that is a look at your weather across the United States for this Friday. And we're going to switch gears now. And we're going to go into a cooking segment now, everyone. Simple chicken recipes for weeknight dinners. Let's take a look at this cooking segment right now from the Today Show.
Now we're talking. Welcome back. Make Ahead Monday this morning. The only reason we keep Carson around is for Siri Daly. She's cooking up chicken. Siri, so good to see you.
Thanks for having
Always
me, guys.
good to have you.
Yeah, so are you meal planners?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm not usually good at it, but if I put thought in it, it makes my week so much better. So we're going to do 3 recipes with ground chicken.
All right.
And this is one of my favorite burgers right now. So here's ground chicken.
Yes.
To it, we're going to add bacon, which just kind of, because this is a lighter meat, but this will make it really yummy. Cheese, bell peppers, And then, do you want to grab those spices?
Yes, ma'am. What kind of spices?
So that is smoked paprika, salt, cumin, garlic powder, and pepper.
Nice.
Okay. And prior to the segment, I sauteed. This is actually onions, red onions sauteed in barbecue sauce.
So it's basically like an onion jam.
Yes, exactly.
barbecue
So
sauce.
so we're gonna throw that
So
in
that's a
there,
little
and then
sweetness.
you want to grab that panko. Yeah, it's so yummy.
And if you want to make that keto, you just leave out the panko.
Leave out the panko, exactly.
But why would we want to make it keto?
For Al, right?
Oh,
okay.
yes.
Yeah. So you're gonna stir this all together, and then I actually like to form patties using wet hands so that it doesn't get all sticky,
Right.
and put them in the fridge for like 30 minutes. So
Does
we'll
it
just help
firm
them.
up?
Yeah, and it'll help them keep their shape. So we're gonna put one on the stove, and we grill it for like 4 to 5 minutes per side until
Right.
it gets nice and crispy and
And
brown.
you can do this
and-
on the grill if you want.
you can do it on the grill, totally. I'm telling you, I love these burgers so much. So over here, again, to make it keto friendly, wrap it in lettuce.
Sure.
But I like some buttery toasted
Yes.
buns.
Who doesn't?
So we'll just build our burger. Do you want to build a burger? You can put barbecue sauce, cheddar cheese. I actually like to leave the cheese grated.
Why's
so
that?
not, I don't know, there's something about this burger. There was a restaurant burger once like this where they just have grated cheddar, and it kind
so it
of,
melts
if it's
easier?
hot, it kind of melts a little bit, but I don't know. I just love it this
Ooh,
way.
some jalapenos as well.
Jalapenos, avocado.
All right.
All right.
And you make enough of this to...
Well, now we're just going to still use our ground chicken.
Okay.
And we're going to make some chicken lettuce wraps. These are actually in my book, but I use ground beef, so you could use ground turkey, whatever you have. But this week we have chicken. So over here we have garlic and ginger, fresh ginger.
That's
So good,
good.
right?
and healthier than a traditional burger.
Right. We're going to add water chestnuts and bell peppers.
So that gives it a little crunch?
Yep. And then over here we have our ground chicken. And to this we're going to add all of these different, so you saute that.
Right.
To this we're going to add all these sauces. So here, Al, this is soy. This is lemon juice. We've got some sesame oil, some
nice.
fish sauce, some honey. And we'll saute that for a little bit. And then if you want to add that, that's our bell pepper, water chestnut, onion mixture. So we'll stir all of that together.
Comes up looking like this.
Exactly. And then you just get some nice bib lettuce or butter lettuce.
So this
Put
is
it in.
already keto friendly.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
right.
cilantro?
Really keto friendly. Yep, cilantro. I like to put some chopped peanuts on the top.
Also,
some
it's got a little bit of an Asian
cucumbers.
flair.
Yes, exactly. Sriracha. I love
Love
the
it.
hot
Very
sauce.
You like spicy. Some
I do.
jalapenos.
I do.
And
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Then finally, we're going to make the rest of our ground chicken. We're going to make a chicken chili, a creamy chicken chili. So there's onions and carrots sautéed in here. We're going to add some garlic, and then our ground chicken, and we'll just kind of saute that for a little bit,
Right.
That's good
like
too, Siri.
10 minutes, right? Yummy. And you could do it, like I said, you could do it with beef if you want. I feel like that's a really good dinner or appetizer.
Are you using white ground chicken or dark? Does it matter?
We were just talking about that. I love the dark meat ground chicken,
Ground
but
chicken thighs.
exactly.
Really good. Then you got carrots in
Okay,
here
so
and
yep.
onion.
Then to this, we're gonna add some flour, our spices. The flour will just thicken up the chili. Our broth. We've got some cannellini beans, green chilies that come in a can. We'll add all of that in here, and at the very end, a little bit of of heavy cream.
Right. Or you could put coconut
skip
milk?
that. Yeah, totally. If you want to make it dairy friendly, put a little coconut milk. And it's nice and creamy. Top it with all of your yummy toppings.
Thank you, Mr.
I love
Thank you.
anything with toppings.
This is fantastic.
I
Seriously,
know.
Sure,
as usual,
really.
knocked it out of the park.
You're the best thing that ever happened to that Carson.
Oh my God.
I hope he knows.
Carson, who? Please. If you
Are you watching?
like these recipes, pick up Siri's book, Seriously Delicious. All of these recipes can be found
That's
at
good,
today.com/food, and there are no pictures of Carson. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
You guys
We'll
are
be right
coming
back.
home with me. You're my favorite.
Okay, that was an excellent cooking segment. Awesome. So if you want to try that recipe, we will share a link with you of that video after this broadcast. And we're going to switch gears now. A new show coming out on Disney Plus. Today it comes out. And more about that show, let's go to Lauren Graham. She talks about the new series that will be on Disney Plus, The Mighty Ducks, A Game Changers. Let's take a look.
We are very excited to have our next guest on GMA. For the very first time, we all loved her as Lorelai Gilmore on the beloved show Gilmore Girls. And now she is hitting the ice in the new Disney Plus series, The Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Good morning, Lauren. Thank you for being with us. I have to say, I hope my daughters are watching. They are huge fans. They, like so many people in this country during the pandemic, have watched and rewatched and binged Gilmore Girls. And I think they'd probably like to know, a lot of people like to know, what do you think Lorelai and Rory, how would they have held up during quarantine? What would they be doing?
I think Lorelai would have taken up a lot of bizarre crafts. I feel like she's like making rugs and knitting a lot of scarves. That's what I think she'd be doing. And making up weird snack food, because they're always big snackers.
And I think a lot of people can relate during these times. Well, so you went from one fan favorite to another. You're joining the series Mighty Ducks. It's the sequel series, and some of the original cast is coming back, including Emilio Estevez. What was it like entering into that world and seeing them all reunite?
It was just so cool. I mean, Emilio in particular is someone I grew up hoping to be. I mean, he was part of this cool group of actors that I aspired to, and to get to be part of the franchise. I know something about joining something that has rabid fans, so I hope the fans appreciate what we've done with the show. It's just really kind and funny and hopeful.
That's exactly what we need right now. And I love that in this series, the Ducks are no longer the underdogs, and you play Alex, a single mom whose son gets cut from tryouts. In fact, we have a little clip. Let's take a look.
These are children. This is a game. You're telling my son, don't bother. You don't bother, sir. You don't bother. We are out of here.
And that's all for tonight on the wraparound.
So, skating while acting, what was that like?
It was really cold. I underestimated the fact that ice is cold, and but it was really fun to work on a new skill. Had times been different, I would have been a better skater, but here's to next year.
Yeah, you know what? There's always room for improvement there, and I know you're always looking to try new activities. A lot of us have been doing that during the pandemic. Any other skills that you've been working on or hoping to achieve?
Well, I made a lot of banana bread and then realized no one in my house really likes banana bread. So I stopped, and, I'm working on a book. I got a lot of writing done. I just tried to make the best of things. And we ate fermented foods. My boyfriend read that people in countries who eat fermented foods are healthier, so we ate a lot of sauerkraut. Is that a hobby? I don't know.
Yeah, sauerkraut and kimchi. I'm down with all of that. All right. And finally, the Mighty Ducks fans out there want to know, will we be seeing the quack chant in this series? Please let us know.
There is quacking that goes on. Yes, we couldn't do a show called The Mighty Ducks and leave you quackless. That would be wrong.
That would be so wrong. Lauren Graham, thank you so much for being with us today and making your debut here on GMA. We appreciate it. We hope you come back soon.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right, we want to let everyone know The Mighty Ducks Game Changers premieres on Disney Plus this Friday.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for
There you go. Appears this Friday on Disney Plus today. Very cool indeed. I'll have to go and check that show out. Sounds like a good show. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into entertainment news. In entertainment news today, Jessica Walter arrested Development star dead at 80. Let's take a listen to that video from Entertainment Tonight.
I gotta get that Lucille wink from you. There it is.
Jessica Walter has died. A rep for the actress confirmed that Jessica died in her sleep at home in New York City on Wednesday. She celebrated her 80th birthday in January.
Do you know your nostrils flare out into little wings when you're mad?
In a statement from her daughter, Brooke Bowman, she said of her mother, quote, her greatest pleasure was bringing joy to others through her storytelling, both on screen and off. Jessica's entertainment career spanned 60 years, and she was most well known for playing the iconic role of Lucille Bluth on Arrested Development.
Here's some money. Go see a Star War.
Jessica's co-stars took to social media to pay tribute. Jason Bateman tweeted, "Rest in peace, Jessica Walter. What an incredible career, filled with amazing performances. I will forever remember my time with her, watching her bring Lucille Bluth to life. She was one of a kind. All my love and thoughts to her family."
You know, Jason, besides being a wonderful actor, is truly one of the most decent human beings I have ever met. Actor, in business, whatever.
Will Arnett wrote, "I'm fortunate to have had a front row seat to her brilliance for 25 years.
Sorry. Hi, this is my busty. My buster.
Tony Hale tweeted, "She was a force and her talent and timing were unmatched. Rest in peace, Mama Bluth." Henry Winkler wrote, "It was an honor to watch her comedy explode from the very first row." Alia Shawkat posted this portrait of Jessica to Instagram, and in a reference to the series, she wrote, "Love you, gangy." David Cross called Jessica a brilliant actress and amazing talent. He added, "I consider myself privileged and very lucky to have been able to work with her. Lucille Bluth is one of TV's greatest characters."
Get me a vodka rocks.
Mom, it's breakfast.
And a piece of toast.
Jessica began her successful career on Broadway, later starring in many memorable roles in film and TV. She won an Emmy in 1975 and later earned 3 more nominations.
Feel that. She feels chubby.
She's a baby.
Jessica's most recent credit is for her long-running role on Archer. The animated series' new season is scheduled to premiere later this year.
Tell me a little bit about your career longevity. What is the secret to that?
Just hanging in there.
Yeah.
Hanging. It's about 60 years. Professionally working, 60 years. How old are my people? Old.
No.
And if you have a passion for it, it gets you through. I still love doing it.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Our thoughts and prayers go to her co-workers, family, and friends. And thank you for joining us for this Friday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday. See you back here next time for another edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Goodbye, everyone.